have to do it like that? Why can't I be talking?
No, because I need the look. You really want to know?
Yeah.
Sure, we'll start the podcast with an audio lesson. You need the audio to be down to 0
Before
and
you
then
begin?
the clap brings it up a sharp spike. So then you can match up the spikes of sound with the audio on the Zoom and the audio on the video, so that you see the spike, you know where to line them up.
If I could give you a little piece of cinematic filmmaking history, now they don't really need this anymore because of the way they do things with timestamps and everything, but that is what the slate was.
Okay.
Remember the slate, how you drop the slate down and it goes clack,
Absolutely.
clack.
Yeah.
That clack they would use to sync the sound. They would look at the sound and hear the sound of the clack on the audio and look and match it perfectly with when that thing slammed.
That makes a ton of sense. They're not doing that anymore?
Yeah,
They may, some people may, but I think they use timestamps and all sorts of shit. They have stuff beyond. I mean, have you seen Avatar?
I have seen Avatar.
They dug up those blue guys from somewhere.
That's true. I don't know why they can't get a guy to do it, because that seems like that would be creating jobs. You know, the same way that Greg...
The guy does it with the clap guy.
Oh, yeah, I
literally
guess
his
you're
job.
right.
Yeah. Well, now you have this information that you'll never use. Unless you want to start editing video. You want to do that?
Me? Mm-hmm. No, of course I don't. But people out there might.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Rad Dudecast. My name is Brendan Ayer. I'm here with 2 of the top comedians, 3 of the top comedians in the world. Anthony DeVito, Greg Stone, and Dan Harumi, who's taken over our video editing skills, our sidekick man. He's been in every movie you've ever seen as an extra. Now, do us a favor. Subscribe to the podcast, rate the podcast, share it with friends. But I got a big ask. Anthony, question, go ahead.
I don't know that I would call Dan the sidekick, as I don't think, Dan is an entity unto himself. So I think Dan might like to be called a technology driver.
Okay, we'll back that up.
Sure, you're a technology driver.
Taking it again from the top. I'm here with 3 of the top comedians in the world. We've got Anthony DeVito, Greg Stone, and of course our technology driver, a term that's really should be related to a guy operating a high-speed train in Japan. But Dan Harumi. Yes, another question, Anthony.
That is not a racially motivated comment.
No, it is not. It has nothing to do with Dan's heritage. It is because that is where high-speed rail is most prevalent, in my mind.
Absolutely true.
Dan, what is your heritage, by the way?
Japanese.
Well, that doesn't help. Anyway. Anyway, what I was going to say.
Ask Dan who his father was.
So you have to say it in the microphone if you want people to get the joke. Say what?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Dan.
He's trying to make Dan say his father was a train. Anthony is sleep deprived. One of the best joke crafters in the industry thinks that's a good joke.
That's a very funny idea.
No.
Why would that be a train?
That he thinks he's
choo-choo
connected.
train?
Yes, a choo-choo train.
Because
you
Brendan-
baby.
Can I, if I
You mean a choo-choo train? No, 6 dudes fucking a woman.
I thought you meant of thought. I thought he was a train of thought.
No, I'll tell you why. Because if you break it down, we said that Dan is much a technology driver would be someone who operates a high-speed train, which we said was not racially motivated.
It wasn't.
Dan's heritage as him being Japanese. But then if you find out Dan's dad was also a train, boy, did you hit it on the nose.
I think you missed like the middle of that.
I don't. Maybe.
You think he missed the middle rather than missed the mark on the fact that trains cannot bear children.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely not choo-choo trains.
boy, did you make a mistake there.
What if this, man? But I think trains do bear children, just not the way we do, right? Because the way we do is we have sex and another child is born. Trains bear children through our thoughts, right? Because we look at trains
and
then we build another one.
Right.
So they reproduce
By
not through the way of penis, but through the way of us.
So
Yes, I'm on board with this.
Yeah.
Hold on. I am not.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Your idea of why more trains get built is a guy looks at a train.
Yeah.
Not someone says we need X amount of trains. You think a guy just looks at one train and goes, what if we had another one of those? And they build another one.
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
Sure. That guy could
never did a
be
mic
a
check
guy
on
that
myself.
belonged to the city department.
Yeah.
Or that guy could just be a guy. More often than not, I think it does belong to the mayor, but he still has that thought. And then they have to much like we outsource creation to our penises and vaginas.
That's what I'm saying.
The train men outsource creation of trains to their brains.
We are the penis and vagina of the train
train making,
community.
man.
We are. So, like, if you think about this, right? You take an egg out of a woman and you can artificially inseminate it to a man. That's what we're doing. We're artificially inseminating through the way of technology and trains. We are the sexual organs of the train.
Yes.
And many other, and the iPhone.
Yes.
I mean, it's impossible to argue with.
We're the reproductive system of all technology.
There's no debating a metaphor. I mean,
It's not a metaphor.
it is.
It's legitimate facts. It's if you think about, because what trains are reproducing, there are more trains.
Yeah, but
Right?
we're building them.
Yes,
Not because we've seen a train, because we invented trains and they have a purpose.
but we invented humans.
Yeah.
Did we?
I don't know how humans.
No,
started,
well,
but
that's a good question. I mean, obviously, you're going to run into some problems with me there because I'm such a man of God. And,
Sure.
But sure.
Well,
Sure you are.
let me just backtrack for 1 second and get this thing out there,
Yeah.
and then we'll continue with this sizzling debate. Like I said, share, subscribe, post about it on social media. But here's a thing that you could really help us out. If you like the Rad Dudecast,
send me a check,
we have been
personalized to me only.
doing this for
Actually,
coming up on 7 years, I believe. We have a good number of reviews on iTunes, or a good number of ratings on iTunes. We only have 63 reviews. So what I would ask of you guys,
They're
you loyal
all negative, I think.
No, they're all good except
Oh.
for one. Here's the one negative.
I think it was about the audio.
Oh, there's some audio stuff at the beginning, but I don't really count that. And this guy was just polite, even though he gave us one star, because he just said, "Must not be target audience." I listened to 10 minutes of Ernest Goes Where and had enough. Nothing funny, so I moved on. Life's too short to waste on this drivel.
Hey.
So that's our
That's
one.
not positive anyway.
That's
No,
a man
but
that understands time. I like that guy.
But the title was polite. It just must not be for me.
Yeah.
Didn't have to call it drivel, I thought. But
No, he went
but
too
other than
far.
that, they're all positive. But let me just
great.
say that this kind of stuff, and I hate to get into the fucking behind the curtains thing, plays a big part in the algorithm and the listeners and all that. So if you do like us, I would ask the challenge for the next couple of weeks. Take the minute, less than a minute it takes. Review it on whatever platform you use. If you use iTunes, that's great. If you use another platform that takes reviews, do that. And if you want to, screenshot your review, post it on Instagram, your Instagram story, tag at the Rad Dudecast, and we will share that. And you will probably get 3 to 4 beautiful women followers. But yeah, in all seriousness, if you could take the minute or less that it takes to review the podcast, it would be a huge help to us. We only have 63. I'd like to get, I'd say within a month, what's a reasonable goal?
500,000.
Okay.
500,000.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't turn to either of you. Dan, within a month, what's
Dan's
a
on his phone.
reasonable goal?
75.
That's a little low.
From 63, you want 12 fucking
It's been
reviews?
7 years
I mean-
and you've had 63. So
Yeah, but
75
Jen,
is
we're
like a
trying to jump-
25%
Yeah,
increase.
you might
Dan,
have to
God
split-
damn it.
You might have to split the difference here.
I'm dealing with two.
Here's the thing. Dan, as
55 is a
Dan's
nice round number.
This is
Come
what
on.
happens when your father was a high-speed train. You're so used to traveling at a breakneck speed that you have to go slower in life.
I know. I think I'm going to have to be the voice of reason here because we've got a bid of 75 and a bid of 500,000, $500,000. I'd say within a month, I would like to see 300 reviews.
But what
and
if
I
we
think,
go viral? We could go viral.
Yes, Greg. Hey, if we get to 500,000 reviews, I'm not arguing with you.
I won't turn it
I'm
away.
saying as a goal, I'm saying as a reasonable goal. I'm not trying to say let's not get 500,000 reviews.
Everyone should do it, and then do a new account and do it twice. That'll get us to at least 3,000.
But even if even if 10% of our listeners or less even did it,
that would be 6 people.
We would get to 300 no problem. Yeah, I'm not going to tell them the real numbers, but no problem we would get to 300. So let's try and get to 300 within the month. It really would help us. It would be a cool thing. If you don't like us, it's weird that you're listening.
Well, we Howard Stern hate listeners. You know, people trying to get us shut down by the FDA.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the Food and Drug Administration.
Yeah.
They might get in here.
Yeah. We got these guys.
Too many wires in a room.
I've reduced the wires significantly, and it's not even been brought up. No one noticed it. Look how clean everything is.
They have been reduced significantly.
It is nice.
Can I say this about the review thing?
Even Dan's got his own mic now, like a word that works.
Yeah, man. And this is a great thing that you brought up, and these are great things for us to discuss. I used to work at the Apple Store, so I know how to get your reviews to the top. You gotta.
Let me tell you this. I want to cut you off real quick. I want to tell you what Anthony knows. See, when I also worked at the Apple Store, first day in training, they come in. They say, "Listen, we want you to sell iPhones. We want you to repair them, but we want to go over first is the iTunes algorithm. We want to tell you how to really make your podcast succeed."
First things first. And I realize you don't even work at the Genius Bar, but
let's go over the reviewing system of iTunes. So you're right. So keep talking.
Yes.
So keep going.
And I'm glad that you brought it up because I do have a wealth of knowledge about this subject. You gotta praise Tim Cook, man. If they see a bunch of reviews in there that are like, this podcast is so great. You know what I love most about this podcast is that Tim Cook created iTunes. And he's so handsome and thin.
Yeah. So when you're reviewing our podcast, make sure you add in how handsome Tim Cook is and just get Tim Cook. Get us on his side.
Flattering about Tim Cook, man, because that guy is not immune to compliments.
Throw in some lower level Apple guys. Who's below? Let's look at
Johnny Ives.
Throw a compliment to Johnny Ives.
Johnny Ives, and maybe throw in some things like, who's getting fat these days? Belinda Gates. Throw in some stuff about Microsoft that's no good.
Yeah, talk about how you defended Steve Jobs' grave. How there was a Microsoft psychopath trying to spit on his grave, and you kicked their teeth in.
Yeah.
For us, for the Rad Dude Cast.
And be sure to mention, and you know what? Those guys at the factories in China, they're having a good time. Don't listen to whatever you hear. They got a ping pong table in the break room. Yeah, they're there for 14 hours because they love it.
Who doesn't want to sleep at a desk?
Yeah. I even these are direct quotes from the workers.
Yeah.
You can leave now. I know. I don't want to.
No way. I'll work for free. Yeah. Well, you already are pretty much. Great.
Yeah, and then they go. Then that's a lot of people when they saw the footage of them jumping out the windows. Do you know
the footage? The footage. Everyone knows about the footage.
Clearly thinking of 9/11.
Yeah.
Well, come see, come saw.
Everyone knows the top floor of September 11th was the beginning factors of an iPhone factory.
Yeah. They'll say
it was an ion battery explosion. That's what people. That's a big 9/11 conspiracy don't talk about. It was a lithium-ion battery explosion, not 2 planes. Someone threw 2 Duracells at the top.
But yeah, that's what was happening. Is that because years ago, I don't know if you read about this, but people were jumping out the windows at Foxconn.
Sure, they put those nets out. Suicide nets.
I used to have a great bit about it.
Oh, I had a great bit. Don't even talk about it. And everyone tried to steal it from me. I would go to open mics with a knife, waiting for someone to do my bit because everyone tried to steal it. So, continue, Anthony. That's a low blow. That's a low blow.
But they would jump out, and people thought they were jumping out because they were working so many hours. They were so sad they couldn't get out of there. That's not true at all. They were so excited,
that
they go and they would jump out the window.
I also want to add that it was because people wanted to get into those floors so much that it was so overcrowded. The rooms were so filled with people having a good time that people would fall out of the roofs. Because they were just a party,
and
like a Brooklyn party.
I would mention this
like
because. Chinese is hard to translate.
Very hard.
So when those news stories came over, people were saying suicide prevention nets. No, Fun Time Bouncy Nets was
Yes.
what the guy originally wrote. People would love it. They'd
That's in
say,
my bit.
I'm
That's in
on
my bit.
break. Let's get out here.
my
Jump.
bit.
That's in my bit. I do this bit. I do this bit.
That's my bit that I killed 6 years ago. But you
Um,
still lay claim to? Hey, I did that 10 years ago.
There was
I haven't done it since.
there was a Rad Dudecast listener
Mm-hmm.
at a show I did in Brooklyn, and I'm working on this one-man show about mental health and stuff and all that, and so after
Couple one-man show boys.
I go through all
What
the I go
nah,
through
this
all.
guy wishes.
I got one on January, bro.
Oh yeah.
January, I'm doing my one-man show.
What's it about?
My great
The
tales.
biggest cock in the world.
It's all the great stories I do.
living
stories.
living with an obtrusively large penis.
Yeah.
Yep.
And his friend. I play the friend.
There is actually a documentary.
Man, that's a good one.
I don't think it's on Netflix anymore, but it was about this guy in Brooklyn who has the world's biggest dick, and he's not a porn star, and it's like kind of been a detriment to his life.
Yeah,
His
because
dick's way too big.
the
Yeah,
blood
so-
rushes to you. Fall
Yeah,
over and
it would
CVS.
take him a long time to get a boner because, it's fucking
Can I-
13 inches long.
Can I do a thing real quick? I want to say something. I always love when people say blood rushes to the dick because then I imagine blood just being like, we gotta get to that dick.
That's a bit.
There's no time.
Write it
That's a
down.
bit.
That's a bit.
That's a bit. I
It
would
doesn't
put.
slowly get there.
Man.
It's all the blood going. What are you put it down? Put down what you're doing. We gotta get to dick.
Come on, yeah. I'm gonna. That'll be my. Bit.
All right, I'm not gonna write down. If you're listening to this podcast, tweet at me this bit so I remember.
Yeah,
to do it later.
copyright.
That
Well,
is
that's
from-
similar
Finish
to
your
what
story, I'm
happened
sorry.
to me at this fucking show.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to kind of like develop this, and so I do all
You're
the
doing
material.
your thing, though,
You're
man.
doing your thing.
I do all the material, and then I go, does anyone have any questions about psych wards and mental hospitals? Like, because that could be helpful to me, because I want to,
I kind of feel like I know where this is going, and I'm so excited.
'cause I don't think
Where
you
this-
do. I don't think you do, because I go, do you have any? Does anyone have any questions for me? Because I like that helps me to kind of delve into different
Yeah.
areas, And this guy who I didn't know was a Rad Dudecast listener just goes, birds, and I go,
Oh no, I didn't know. I didn't think
what
it
are
was
you
going there.
what are you talking about?
Yep.
And he goes, I thought that bird thing had legs. And I go, what are you talking about? And he goes, like 3 years ago on the Rad Dudecast, you said a thing about where do birds go during the day? And I totally forgot about it. And
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
like
yeah, I
a
remember
good
that.
bit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
that
I
is
was like,
good,
so
but-
this guy was just high and reminded me of a bit I did on the
Wow.
podcast and never remembered to try ever.
Caveat: don't do that at our shows. Do it after the
man.
show. Don't scream it out in the middle.
No, I asked for questions.
He asked for
Now,
But birds isn't a question.
no.
Birds is a scream.
But he got to it.
Birds is we're under attack.
Birds!
Birds, let's get down. Get to the penis. Anyway,
I like both of the. And we all got bits out of this podcast.
Yeah.
'Cause I remembered my great Foxconn bit.
I will
Greg did his Russian penis bit, and you
I'm
did the
gonna
Great
j-
Birds bit.
jump
Yes.
over the table and choke you out
Now,
like someone who raped my daughter, and I'm at court, and I'm facing you for the first time.
Your Honor, get him out, get him out, get him out.
I had now this is not Brendan's complaint corner,
No.
but I will say, the three of us have a group text where we shoot stuff back and forth.
It's mostly talking about Dan.
We talk
Our
about the podcast. We also I mentioned to Greg and Anthony, I'm in Chipotle. This kid in front of me is about 10 years old.
Uh-huh.
He orders a double. They got the carne
You did this on
asada
the
now.
podcast last week. We talked
No, I
about this on
didn't.
the
No, we
podcast.
didn't because it
No,
happened this
Brendan
week.
sent a text.
I
and we
sent a
did
text.
Not
So,
respond.
let me get to that. So this
I have a
kid
question.
orders a double carne asada burrito, the
Yeah.
most expensive item on the menu, because carne asada is the most. I mean,
I
I
would argue that
suppose you
$1,000
could.
gift card is the most expensive.
Sure,
item
or you
in-
could do
or
triple
$1 million.
carne asada. Yeah, but I mean, in terms of normal
Sure.
item menus, double carne asada is the most expensive. Comes out to about $16.85.
Ooh.
Kid gets up to the register. He's 10 years old. He opens a little old lady's coin purse, empties out the contents. It's $2.85. He hands it to the woman and just stares at her.
Yep,
And
your move.
Your move.
Your move, lady.
Love
what
it.
are you going to do? And she stares back at him and says, it's $16.85. He stares at her. It was just the balls on this kid was incredible.
Was he poor kid or was
What?
he a rich kid doing a scam? or poor kid doing a scam.
I think
Or
here's
old
what
lady,
irritates.
time shifter kind of thing.
Here's the two things that irritated me.
Body taking over.
Let me tell you
I'll explain my theory well after all this is done.
Let me tell you the two things that irritated me. One, I found this incredibly interesting. I texted to Greg and Anthony to utter silence for days.
Oh, we were laughing and jumping off the top of Foxhound.
Yeah, because I can't figure out what I'm going to respond with because I'm so happy.
No one says anything.
That's why I put nets outside of my room.
Second of all, this is what made me mad because I end up having to fucking pay for this kid's lunch. Is what happens because nobody's paying for his goddamn lunch. He's
Did he
there.
look dirty?
What? I mean, I don't think he was rich. I think he was just. Here's what irritated me. He was there with an after-school group. There was like a chaperone.
Okay.
Chipotle is expensive.
Sure.
If you're gonna take kids to a fucking Chipotle in a group, you need to make sure they all have enough money for Chipotle.
Right.
And if they don't, you need to have that money.
Right.
Like that's otherwise you go to go to the bodega and get cheese sample. Like that's fucked up.
Yeah.
The chaperone, nobody was like, does everyone have enough like to the parents, you know? And he's standing there and I'm like, you're not going to pay for this kid's fucking First of all, you're an idiot, kid. You don't get the double carne asada. But
I want to jump in, and I want to get to you after because I feel like yours is going to be much better than mine. So I don't want to follow what your
smart,
thing.
yeah.
I don't. What thing do I have?
You got something. I'll remind you after this.
Oh, okay.
So I know this kid's move because I've done this move.
Yeah.
The move is and there's so much evidence to this move. He clearly went, I'm going to do this. This guy's going to see I'm a kid. Someone's going to pay for it. This has happened before in my life. Here is my evidence. One, he pulls out the money and just stares at them. He literally goes, your move. Are you going to fuck a kid who doesn't have food?
Right.
Two, he ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. If you're going to get a free fucking meal, he's not ordering just the chips. You know, this kid knows what $2 is.
Hold on, but let me elaborate a little bit because they had to charge him double carne asada. What he actually got, first of all, it was the worst looking burrito I've ever seen. This is what the kid gets. Because if you get double, they charge you double of whatever the highest price thing is, which is kind of shitty. He got a burrito with carne asada, which is the new steak they came out with. It's good. And then he gets the sofritas, which is like the vegetable, the whatever that tofu-based shit is.
Yes, sofritas.
And then he got the fajita vegetables. No salsa, no cheese, no sour cream, no guac, nothing. And just had him close it up.
Yeah, all meat.
Just the worst burrito I've ever seen anyone order. Like, was very confused by what was going on there.
Right.
And also, he did not look like a scammer. He looked like he just had no. He was, I think, a little slow.
But if you look like a scammer, people aren't going to let you do the scam.
Right.
Everyone knows that. And if you make yourself look a little slow, it's going to help with the scam. I think this was from the ground up.
So did I get took?
Well, what'd you do? What'd you do? If you got took, what'd you do? You bought a kid lunch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't get.
So even if you got took.
Yeah,
Right.
This gets you a lot of God points, man.
Also, you were running scams when you were a kid. Sometimes you got to pay it back.
Pay
it to the younger crew. You
Right.
know?
Pay
Let
forward, man.
Put the new guys over.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta pay it forward by moving backwards.
I like. You know what? You know what was
I mean,
a great scam back in like the 70s when there were just slugs going around that were.
You can't just say that. That's not true.
Not
Slugs?
not the bug. They were just pieces of metal, like exactly the size of a quarter.
Oh yeah.
like
yeah,
what
yeah.
a weak scam! Just like I'm getting free local phone calls.
Yeah.
They had
free
fake
arcade games.
quarters.
Yeah, they were called
Yeah,
slugs,
you remember
and
them?
they were exactly the size of a quarter. But it's like just get a quarter. You're like.
No, you played
And
video
the-
games forever.
And the machines wouldn't know.
They had to update the machines once these slug guys got out there.
How do you guys know about this? And I have know of them.
You forgot about it because you definitely knew about it because I used to have those little washers with a string on them, and you put them in like Street Fighter, and you'd pull the
Yeah.
quarterback out, and you could just get like 100 fucking goes.
Also,
No, I had all the
worst scam
systems in my
guys.
house.
You did. You had a full arcade system in his
I had all
house.
the so that's why I didn't know. Because my machines, you didn't have to put quarters in.
my friend got a.
We're talking about arcades. We're not talking about Super Nintendo.
my friend got a.
You thought there was a Super Nintendo that got a quarter in it?
No, I just bought the games. I didn't go out and I didn't go out in the public.
My friend.
Sometimes I'd watch people play
My
video
friend
games.
got a arcade video game for his basement for Christmas. Real double-edged sword.
Buddy Tom Hanks.
Because I think he wanted like I think he wanted like NBA Jam or Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Kid Nicky.
What?
What's Kid Nicky?
Kid Nicky
That was
is
the
like
movie with Adam Sandler.
Little Nicky.
That's Little Nicky. Kid Nicky. Dan, could you do a little research on Kid Nicky? I believe it may have been a console game for Nintendo. It was terrible. And so now he's got this box arcade game in his basement
takes up
where
so
you're
much
like,
room, man.
I can't even beat Kid Nicky. I own it.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, and
I
those
can't
things are like
complain.
$16,000.
I can't complain about it because my parents bought me an arcade game. This
Right.
kid is thinking,
And you
know?
get one spin on Kid Nicky, and then you're like, all right, well, I'm done with this thing. It's kind of like when you're in a relationship and you're just like, but I can't get out of it, you know?
You could get
Is
out of
that how you
relationship.
feel,
This is why-
Anthony?
yeah.
No, it's not how not at all, not how I feel about Julia. I'd love for everyone to come over and see what our love looks like.
Mhm.
But what I mean is that you got this thing, and you were like, I guess this is more like a one night stand thing, where you're like,
Oh yeah,
this
she
will
won't
be
leave.
this
yeah.
will be fun, and then you beat the game, i.e.,
Come.
and then you're like, this thing's just hanging around in the corner, isn't it? Go, go.
Well, at that point, you have to do what I would used to do with ex-girlfriends: is you start bringing over people to start charging them to play the game, right? And then now you're making money off this game, and that's what I used to do with my exes. After I would come, I'd be like, send all the friends over, give me $5, put on my hat, put on a Greg hat.
And I'm glad we got to this point because I have two other things to say about the Chipotle thing.
Well, yeah, but I just want to extend on that real quick on what I was saying. I thought you were adding to that before we closed that box of how I used to invite people over.
He was being a pimp. If you didn't catch that.
And she wasn't a good person. She was she had like a couple murders.
Multiple sclerosis. Oh,
Murders under her belt, so it was
Hey.
okay that I was charging people
Oh.
quarters to have sex with my 6th grade girlfriend.
I see what you're saying.
I don't
Stacey
think
Vanderbilt.
that is okay. Good. Well, as long as you mention the full name, it is okay.
That's not a real name.
I wrote
Close.
her an email.
Close
Of-
to a real name.
And she
but not a
was
real name.
not.
the thing about it
made it
was she was of the Vanderbilt family, the actual. So she was a billionaire, but had sunk so low
Hey,
to
man.
have sex for quarters that only Greg received.
Sometimes the rich like something like that.
Yes,
you
they
know?
like to slum it.
Yeah.
What
I was now.
Now finish your. God knows.
Oh, you know what I thought was a fun idea, and I was thinking this while you were telling the great Chipotle tale, was that maybe we'd have pieces of paper in front of us, and we can write down when we have a thought, so that we don't forget it, so we can go back to it later.
Well, I bring my
Yeah,
own
right
paper.
up.
I have it right here. Greg uses his computer, so really, you're the only one not doing this.
Well,
I hold my finger
By-
like this. You'll notice. Go back to old episodes. You see me have my finger up in
Yeah.
my hand. I go. That's the thing you want to say. I connect the idea to that thought.
Yeah, you will notice if you go to the one particular episode where you thought of that idea.
That's the finger.
So what's your thing?
My
Your Chipotle
theory with this kid is that this kid was not a kid at all. This kid had, and you can tell by the change purse. This kid. Have you ever seen the movie with Denzel Washington? I think it's
Book
called.
of Eli.
No, I've never seen Book of
Blind the
Eli.
whole time.
I didn't know that. Thanks. I didn't see it. I was gonna say Book of Eli. I didn't see it. Don't ruin it.
I think it's a Zazel. Might not be. John Goodman's in it. But point is that it was the devil would overtake these bodies.
Oh, you're saying a poltergeist
It's
situation.
Fallen.
That's it. It's called Fallen.
Oh, it's on Netflix right now.
Harumi was
Did
in
you
it.
just
Good
watch
movie.
it?
It is a good movie. No, I haven't just watched it. I watched it years ago, but it really stuck with me. I think an old woman had taken the form of this kid's body. So this was and you know how old women steal batteries and people don't give a shit. This old woman
Yeah, I did know.
had overtaken this kid's body, and you can tell by the little change purse that he had. So this kid wasn't running a scam. This kid, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
His soul might be zapped.
Yeah.
But an old woman is now in this kid's body as a way to further her life, because the rich have things going on right now that you guys can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So that is what happened there. Part two, this is what I really wanted to talk about.
I got next.
Of course.
After this.
Part-
Calling dibs.
Part two is, I know you had a problem with what is this? Is this kid a scam? Is this kid poor?
No, I had no
That-
problem. I didn't think it was a scam till Greg convinced me maybe it was.
Yes.
But now I know he was actually an old woman in
Yes.
a child's
An old
body.
a soul scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So the
and-
devil's scam, the highest of scams.
The highest of scams. So the second thing with this is this would have never happened had my facial recognition technology got the funding that it deserved, which was that it would tell you could see a person's face and it would tell you their net worth. So that if you saw that kid's face, you would know if he could afford a burrito or not.
Yeah, that's cool. We all do that essentially with our eyes.
Yeah.
It's called stereotyping.
Yeah.
Yes, you do, but I've made it into an app.
So that it's no longer racist or offensive. It's across the board. You can be like, oh no, this guy's face always.
I've turned racism into a digital platform.
Well, I almost said.
It's called racial facial.
I almost said.
Something like that.
I was almost like, maybe
Whatever it is.
I should, like, I'll buy this kid lunch, but
Right.
also teach him. Like, I almost was like, hey, you have to look how much money you have beforehand and then ask, what can I afford? But then
Yeah.
I was like,
You
why?
know-
I'm not his dad.
No, you should have
Whatever.
bought the burrito and then eaten it in front of him.
Yeah.
And went, thanks for the burrito, kid.
I should have bought the burrito,
This is-
slapped him in the face, and said, I've earned that.
Yeah, it's mine now.
I'll tell you this though: you go up to that kid and you say something like that, your watch is gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, your watch probably is gone. Do you have a watch on?
Oh, it's gone. I never had one in the first place, but I could
how
have
good
bought
it-
one. And
Yeah.
he
He got
could've.
it. That's how good of a scammer he was.
Now, do you guys?
I had next.
Oh, you had next. That's
But
true.
I'll need a reminder on what we were talking about because I kind of forgot. But I respect the next. I refuse to let
I
my
know
dope be
that's
taken
what.
away.
See, that's what I meant by.
I didn't put my finger up.
But, yeah, you didn't put your. That's true.
We were talking about
We were talking about the old woman taking over the child's body
and fallen.
and the movie
taking over the child's body.
Fallen. I
Fallen.
mentioned Azazel at one point. It happened to be the wrong movie.
Devil.
Then we were talking about the facial net worth recognition act.
Look, I can't remember, so I'm just gonna run the clock. I want my 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes.
I'm just kidding. I don't have anything to say. Go ahead, Brendan. I gotta get. I'm all gassed
See, that's
out.
why I was talking about the sheet of paper with the pen.
Yeah. Well, if
You
you'd
were right.
like, I've invented these new
Maybe.
new nicknames. Now, if
yeah,
you
of course.
want to try and figure them out on your own, it's
Fred.
not a quiz. It's not a quiz. But I've got these new nicknames for people. If you two want to try them out, you can ask any question you want. Oh, by the
All
way,
right.
Dan, where are we at on Kid Nicky, please?
Oh my God, are we still recording? Where are we at it, Kid Nicky? Where are we
It
at?
was Kid Nicky Radical Ninja,
Yeah, that's right.
known in Japan as Kaiketsu Yanchumaru.
Yeah,
It's an
exactly.
arcade game developed in 1986, published in Japan. It looks a lot like Dragon Ball, but a really shitty version of Dragon Ball Z from
Yeah,
like the 80s.
that's exactly right. So it
Yeah.
was never a console game.
It was eventually it was on the NES and Commodore 64.
Okay.
But it's just like the very early This is a very bad arcade game to have.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was like I think
It's
his
a
mom
platform
was like,
game.
he's
Yeah.
asking for an arcade game. This is crazy.
Give me the cheapest
What's
one.
the
Yeah.
worst one? They're like, well, we have 1,000 of these. We're giving them away.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
now
Dan, real quick, do you know Japanese?
A little bit.
Okay.
his pronunciation on that was
That's
fantastic.
why I was wondering. I said, this guy just knocked this out of the park.
By the way, he's a top class researcher. Did you see the info?
Yeah.
He gave us all the pertinent information. I don't know how we ran this podcast without him.
I don't know how we run this podcast now.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know that we do.
Well,
Now,
publicly, publicly funded.
It's this is very publicly funded. Actually, it technically is.
yeah.
I also need to say something before. I want to say this before we forget.
Is this the thing?
No. This isn't
Oh.
the thing, but this is actual serious information. We have to come to before we get into this, come to an understanding about video, and that sometimes it doesn't go up.
yeah. Okay. Here's let me just
Yeah.
let me just clarify it in as simplest terms as possible. If you donate to the Patreon, patreon.com/RadDudecast, if you donate $5 or more a month, you are guaranteed 4 bonus episodes. That doesn't include any video guarantees. Now, the video goes up if it can. It's
Yeah.
not guaranteed in the price of your donation. And the reason I say that is because Greg is doing a phenomenal job. He's learning video editing. We've got 3 cameras in here. It's fun.
Yeah, I
it's
can
great.
tell.
But
Well, he's doing it in the simplest way.
I'm
and
doing it
was-
in the simplest way. I
yeah.
thought that
and
was very
I'm gonna
good.
do it in an even simpler way, and then you're gonna do it the simplest.
But wasn't that a good way, I said?
great,
that was a
Brendan.
good
Yeah,
way.
no, it was
really
great.
great.
That
Good.
was a
It was
disclaimer.
great, but
It
I'm
is a
just,
great starting
you
point.
know me. I need to have.
He needs to be
talking.
talking
I know.
every
I
45
need
seconds.
to be talking.
I know,
It's
but
like
this,
a real disease.
this is what I think was, and I will let you talk. But this is what I think was going to happen. You were going to more discuss the the perils of video editing, where I wanted to make clear the business end of things, where make it clear you're not guaranteed any video.
You're not guaranteed, so get off my back.
And I'll say this. Greg doesn't even want to be talking about the video. He just wants to be talking.
I just want vibrations made from my cords to come out my mouth because it brings me enjoyment, and I don't know why.
The last thing he wants to do is be getting into a discussion why the video's not up, but he does want to be saying something.
I love to hear sounds that are mine. That's what I love.
All it is. No knock on your explanation of the video description.
The explanation
it was succinct
did not matter.
and perfect. He would just like to be saying noises.
I like to hear him talk too, so it's a
So
good,
do I.
It's a
It's
bonus.
Very fun.
No, you're right. But I just want, I think you nailed it. Also, for the free video, you're not paying anything anyway, so fuck off.
Yeah, man. If I can say it even simpler than what Brendan said, $5 a month gets you a bonus episode, and the video come see, come sa.
You get it, you don't. But Fungool.
Now I think there's a problem. I want to say right now with the video, and it's more.
This is too stressful for me.
It's more. It's not your fault.
No, I know.
It's not Dan's fault.
Yeah,
It's not my fault. Okay.
it's Anthony's fault.
Yes. He is sitting in such a way where Dan, cut
It
to
is
Anthony.
wildly insane how he's sitting.
You're sitting so that your cam is mostly the back of your head. You gotta tilt out a little.
I love to lean.
Okay, do whatever you want. I guess do
Here's
whatever
the
you
thing.
want.
That's why, and I've been saying this for years. We get a roaming camera with a camera operator.
I want to double down on that and say we get a Roman candle, which is a naked Roman man walking around with a GoPro on his dick. And we all got to look at it.
Oh, yeah. All right. I can't argue.
Oh!
There you have it.
I remember.
You got to get it now.
I
Get
have
it now
to say
so
I
you don't
apologize.
forget it.
I have to do a major shout out. This is all we have to go as well. I was at the cellar.
Where are
Turns
we
out
going?
we have carte blanche to the best pho you've ever had in your life.
The Vietnamese soup?
Yes, it's
Oh.
Vietnamese. They do Vietnamese. They do ramen. They do both at this
the
place.
cellar?
No, Ray Romano opened a fucking place. I'm talking to him. I told him I love it. He said we can go whenever we want. It's in we got to go to Long Island though.
Jesus
But he said we could go.
Christ, man.
Yeah. It's called Everybody Loves Ramen.
No.
Has this whole thing been a joke?
Oh, big lie that I fell for.
Yeah, let's get back to the
I
nickname.
feel
Well,
like a
I
fool.
did. Hold on.
I feel like an absolute fool.
Well, I did.
Come to my ramen place.
Turn the cameras. Turn the cameras up.
No, that's great.
I don't want them to see my shit.
I did an even longer one
What?
to Amy last night
Yeah.
where I go, I watched this documentary about these bears. And it was crazy because they have the sharpest teeth of any known animal on Earth. Their incisors are sharper than a great white shark. They're the sharpest teeth in the world. And scientists are stumped because they can't figure out why, because they all their chewing is done with the teeth in the back of their mouth. I go, it was crazy. They're called molar bears.
I love it. Now, I want to issue a Rad Dudecast challenge. Set up a secret camera and then tell someone the longest story that ends in one of these and post it to Instagram.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Hashtag Rad Dudecast challenge.
Yeah.
Hashtag stupid jokes.
Yeah.
The best part about the Rad Dudecast is we will issue you a new challenge every
week.
No
And
one
then-
follows up.
No one
and
ever does them.
We don't mention it. We just
Yeah.
move on to the next challenge.
The Rad Dudecast trade ended
I'll
in me
say
having a
that-
stupid leather jacket.
Yep, I'll say this about the Red. They're all our faults.
Yeah.
Then we issue this very exciting challenge. Nobody follows up, and then if they do, we do nothing with it. It's
Yeah.
a lose-lose on everybody, but they're all great ideas.
Yeah,
no, I would retweet 'em.
when you were gone, me and Anthony issued a crazy listening challenge where
What's
you
this?
had to send us a video of you listening to the Rad Dudecast in the craziest place possible.
Fun idea.
Yeah, out of
Nah,
a plane.
Matt Moves Mountains did it, and we didn't even favorite the tweet.
Oh, he
What was
did
it?
it?
I would've
Where
done
was he listening?
I don't know. Maybe
I
he
think-
was like driving or something.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
no, he was on break at work.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I know. I forgot he wrote it, and I went, I don't
shit.
know,
Well,
man.
you
This
win.
guy's doing his own thing.
Well, he wins.
Yeah, he won.
So this week's
I
Rad
wanted-
Dudecast challenge is what?
You got a free solo El Capitan.
No. Greg just did it.
Oh.
I was saying the challenge is set up a recording of
yeah.
telling your girlfriend, your mom,
That's
the
great.
longest lie that ends in a dumb pun.
A dumb pun. But here's the thing. Here's what's interesting. You'd be surprised. People don't have these skills like we have, okay? It seems dumb, but it's not easy to do. To convince them that it's true along the way is hard.
Let me walk you through. This is how you want to set it up. Come up with the pun first, like you did.
Of course, Molar Bear.
Come up with the pun, and then be okay with not talking about it for a while. Then build yourself a story, a nice, long story that seems somewhat, because you don't jump to Everybody Loves Ramen.
Exactly.
So you got to go, we have free foe. That's kind of believable. You go kind of believable, a little more believable. Yeah, it's hard to talk when you guys are writing things down. I don't like
I'm listening. Anthony's pen, trying to work my pen. Don't give him credit. I'm trying to help him with the pen. He's the one who took the pen.
I'm saying let him go.
Now it works. No,
I'm saying let him talk because
I was trying to write down.
You felt ignored. You weren't being ignored.
I did not feel ignored.
Listening.
I did not. I knew you guys were listening, but I can't. I can't operate.
You can't do that at the same time.
I need 100% attention to every word I'm saying.
Well,
that's fine. Now I see the flaw.
This is not working because it's not a good paper.
I see the flaw in my system.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how convincing yours was. I was to the point
now I just remember
where I was ready to refuse to go because I'm not passed at the cellar. I was angry.
Let me tell you, everyone's passed it. Everybody Loves Ramen. Anyone can get noodles there.
I believed it wholeheartedly.
Me too,
and
totally.
I got so excited.
Now, these are nicknames. Next generation
now
nicknames.
I wrote down a thing because
no,
I was
you
gonna
didn't.
say
I'm
something.
looking at what you've written down. I think it's
the equivalent
scribbles.
This is the equivalent to when one person gets in the grocery store and someone looks behind him and goes, "I only got one thing. You can pay," and then everyone starts cutting in front of that guy.
What would you write down?
Scribbles.
See if you can make anything of what he's written down.
Well, I wrote it down because then I remembered it because there was such a fuss. There was such a fuss.
Well, I hope this video goes
I'll
up.
put it on the Anthony cam. That's not right.
The Anthony cam doesn't exist. Don't have any money. I'm going to get up, walk around to your camera.
The Anthony cam just looks like a doctor checking you for lice because it's the side of your head. A zoom in on the side of your head.
It's literally the haircut cam. It's like a barber sees you.
I will worry about lights every now and again. But that's like another thing. Because we were talking about drawn out things that we tell people and they turn out to be something else, right?
Yeah.
So there was, have you guys, I don't know, I mean, you watched the video. I don't know if you've ever seen the video. It's it's like a Nigerian talk show or something. Might not be Nigerian.
My favorite thing in the world.
Some kind of African talk show where this guy has a show where he brings on, she's either a lesbian or a transgender woman. And he just, the minute, right off the bat, he goes, "So, why are you gay?"
He goes, "Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?"
And she goes, "What? I'm not gay." He goes, "You are gay." Why are you gay?
It is an hour-long YouTube video that's just that. It's hilarious. I would recommend watching it. But I thought that it would be very funny. When Julia got home, they just put up the trailer for Black Panther 2. So I started playing, and she fell for it wholeheartedly. And then 20 seconds in, realized and just went, in the realest tone she's ever used on me, went, "I hate you."
Dude, you have to watch this video. In the video, the guy, he goes there. So it's like this. It's kind of beautiful in this way because the interviewer says the most ignorant shit, but it's pure ignorance.
Right.
Like, it's like, oh, he really doesn't know or understand, and you can watch him learning, and he's trying to be like, he's trying to understand what transgender is with this woman, asking all the craziest questions, And then there's some religious guy starts screaming, and the guy, he's like, stop it, stop talking, stop, like whatever. Cut to 20 minutes later, the guy from the phone shows up at the studio. No one stops him. He's now on TV yelling at this transgender woman who's just like, "Why is this happening?" And the guy's like, "No, sir, please, you must leave." And he was like, "Y'all are all fucking the devil." Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You gotta watch the video. Type in "Why are you gay?" African interview. Watch the whole thing. It's kind of beautiful.
Try to find the one because a lot of them are just like, YouTube does so many remixes and then it's like 2.5.
Man.
What's that?
Fix your wind guard. Show the camera. Fix your wind guard.
Anthony's windscreen on his microphone is just half off.
Well, YouTube does so many of these remixes, and then they put in like a bunny rabbit or something. Try to find the one that's an hour long.
Yeah, try and find the one where they haven't put a bunny rabbit in.
They always do that, don't they? They put like a bunch of techno music, and then it'll be like a talking bunny. And once Korea gets their hands on it, it goes somewhere else.
Easy, dude.
Huh?
Easy,
man.
easy.
I'm a liar.
You're not a liar.
Um,
So let's get to the nickname game.
Okay, this guy, I call him Johnny Appleseed 2, baby. Johnny Appleseed 2.
You didn't explain the setup. You
Wait,
can't just
These
tell
are
me.
famous guys I've made new nicknames for.
Oh, Elon Musk.
No, Johnny Appleseed 2. What did Johnny Appleseed do?
He had a
picked a
pot
bunch
in his head.
You picked a bunch of apples.
He planted a bunch of seeds.
Johnny Appleseed 2.
Picked a bunch of apples. He wore a pot in his head.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, Steve Jobs planting apples everywhere. Steve Jobs. This guy,
I hate this.
this
game.
guy, I call two racial slur last name man.
Oh, boy.
Two racial slur
You gotta
last
get-
name
gotta
man.
get us
Obviously,
closer
I
to the
think
board.
Korean people are great.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
I.
You can ask questions. It's open. It's not a quiz. It's open to questions from
Is
both
one?
parties.
Can I say one of the names? Like socially, or will people be like,
No, one is the worst.
"You're kicked out of this thing"?
Yeah, one is the worst.
Schwartz. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well,
two racial slurs
Schwartz
last
is not a
Schwartz
racial
is not a
slur.
racial
Schwarza, yeah, they use it. They use it.
Okay. Hey, you know, maybe Dan, maybe you could pull that camera and put it on. And it's like it's hilarious.
This guy,
Pull it back.
it's getting to the point where he's leaned so
Lower.
far he's fucking blocking my camera.
Yeah, maybe
This
I'll put it over here
guy,
next time.
I call
We'll get on that tape.
this guy is known as the figure skater.
Brian Boitano.
No, that's an actual figure skater. These are
Oh, because he's on thin ice. So
No.
OJ, because
OJ's on thin
you
ice.
could
would
get
be
him.
good- that
maybe.
would be good, but this guy is the figure skater.
The guy who played OJ. Who was the guy who played OJ?
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh, close. I kind of meant
he
the
is on
prosecutor.
thin ice.
Who's the guy who played the prosecutor?
Johnny Cochran. Sterling
No.
Sterling Brown.
This guy
That
hits
actor I like.
this figure skater hits a little closer to home.
Julia
Tanya Harding.
Is it Julia?
No.
Maybe
It's not a
Julia.
figure skater.
No.
Okay.
My best friend, Colin Quinn.
No.
Jeez.
I've got a new friendship with him.
Well,
Maybe separate the parts.
He
maybe
remembered my name.
maybe separate the parts.
I think we're like hanging out. We're gonna be hanging out soon.
It's okay. But stick to the nicknames. Separate the parts of the
A figure. A figure is an action figure, like a figure.
Toy blade.
And then a skater is Avril Lavigne sang that song
Skater boy. You are a skater boy.
So
It's Greg. Okay, he's got figures and he's a rollerblader.
Oh yeah, okay.
What was the nickname?
The figure skater.
I was never gonna guess myself.
Yeah, but that's a good nickname. You got figures and you skate.
I don't skate anymore. I'm too fat. and
No,
knows me.
I've seen you skate.
Except Colin Quinn, who I believe is gonna be my new best friend. He remembered my name.
Take some pressure off me.
This guy is Mr. Extra Special.
I see what you're doing here now. Extra. Mario Lopez hosts the show Extra.
He does not anymore though. They had to move him after his he had like a sexual harassment.
Oh,
scandal.
really?
But it was proven he didn't do it.
So somebody who could host the show Extra, and then Special usually means mentally handicapped.
Yeah.
So who's the most famous mentally handicapped?
You're going down the
person?
wrong road
Cuba
here.
Gooding's character
In
Radio.
Oh,
Radio.
That's
Radio from the movie Radio.
Yeah.
That I will accept that as the answer. The actual answer was Harumi. He's an extra.
He's extra.
He's an extra.
And he's just special because he's
Yeah.
a special guy.
Now this guy, Mr. Flu Shot.
Mr. Flu
Oh,
Shot.
that's
Well,
Anthony. He
this
got a
is
flu
a
shot.
married man, first of all,
Married.
or a teacher.
They don't do. I gotta say, this is a bit I was writing. They don't do married for men. With Mrs. and Mrs.
Yeah.
we're like, yo, that's my bitch.
Yeah.
Y'all better know not to try to fuck her.
Right.
But with Mister, it's like,
This-
hey, maybe I'm nothing.
This is not a bit you were writing. This is a bit we were talking about.
Did we?
I think you did claim it, though. Yeah, we talked about this on the podcast, I think.
Yeah, I
or
think
me
it's-
and you in a phone call. But you did claim it, so it
Yeah.
is a bit you're
No
right.
shit, I claimed it. I wrote it.
So this
I hate you
is
now. I hate
We
everybody.
talked about this.
this is a teacher or a married
hate
man, or it could be
Let
both.
me give you a clue. Shot. I'm not
Mr.
meaning.
Zarnecki.
I'm not meaning shot in the medical term of shot.
So Mr. Flu Shot. So
Kevin
this-
Durant was sick last week.
Oh, you're on the. You're so on the right track.
God.
You're so on the
Sick
right
last
track.
He was.
These guys.
He's
Mr.
on the
Flew
right track.
And shot.
He's on the right track, Anthony. You should know this.
Flew.
Mr. Flu shot, Anthony. you should-
FLEW could be flying.
No,
Shaq.
I
know.
said you were on the right track.
I know that it's me. I
It's
know
gotta
that it's
be.
me, and I'll explain why.
No,
Thi-
your
this
name
is
is
infuriating
Mr.
because he
Mr.
knows the right answer and he's insisting it's him.
Mr. Tired Bastard.
I already have one for him. It's called Anthony No Answer
Because
because he never answers your phone calls.
Well, it's not true to me. It's not
Mr.
true to me, but it is me. But
Mr.
you're
Sleep
off
Button.
in a lot of ways. I was never really known for my shooting. I'm more of a facilitator on the basketball court.
yeah, it's not
I'm
you.
more like a game manager at this point in my age.
Like I said,
so
it's not
He'll
you.
get you the ball.
Yeah.
But you're saying I have a sick shot, and
No.
I do, but I don't shoot enough.
No, Michael
And-
Jordan. It was Michael
Oh.
Jordan. You remember the flu game?
Oh yeah.
Flu game, and he
I
took
gotta be
a
honest.
huge shot in the flu game.
If
Yeah.
we had to play a
Yep.
game, if we had to go
Totally get
easy,
that.
medium, hard, this is the hardest game we've ever played.
Uh,
You trusted us too much. It's too hard. The
This-
difficult level.
And
Last-
some of these guys already have nicknames.
This is expert
They all have nicknames.
expert
Oh.
level hard.
So these are nickname proposals for people who already have nicknames.
Yes, and they're bad ones.
How
'cause
about
they're
with the
just
next
full
one?
sentences?
You say the guy, we'll come up with a nickname, see how close we got to your nickname.
Okay, Tiger Woods.
I'm going to go with Mr. Molesta Waitress. Waitress Molest.
He wears a red shirt all the time.
Black golf. Golf black?
He's wearing a red shirt again. That was my nickname for him.
What'd you
Both
say?
good, all good options. Mine was the big cat in the forest. Tiger Woods.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
that one I
good.
probably would
What
have
else?
got.
I like all the nicknames though. What else you got?
Okay, go for Donald Trump. What nickname would you give him?
King.
Very close to what I had.
Yeah.
One
Ve-
true ruler.
Very close to what I had.
Mr. Correct.
Now do a pun. Now do a pun. Do a pun on King. Do a pun on King.
Correct.
You're almost nailed it. Do a pun on King.
Mr. King of being right.
The Lion King.
The Lion King. But
Get it?
Lion because his mane of hair.
Lying. Lying.
Oh, hail President Trump.
That's about it. Oh, Big Dick Mick. That's me.
That's you.
No.
We all knew that.
What was mine?
Yours was Anthony No Answer because you never answer the phone.
I answer sometimes.
Some
I call
1
you-
out of 40.
Salt and pepper penis. Because you're a penis. And you have salt and pepper hair.
Do I have any more here?
No.
I got no.
Okay, welcome to Anthony's Corner.
Nope.
No, my phone is fully charged. All right, I gotta open it up though. So maybe do the theme
I'll do my
song.
commercial.
while
I have
I'm-
my commercial.
Yeah, do one of the commercials.
Come on out to Everybody Loves Ramen. We got spaghetti in the water.
What a spaghetti. Are you ready yet?
No, do a longer one.
Hey, here's a fun client. Do you think of the soup?
I don't know because I never had this pho. What is this?
It's pho. It's fake noodle. It's fake marinara. It's
because I like spaghetti, you know. But what are you? What?
me too. So we took a bunch of spaghetti and we put it in a bunch of hot water. That's it.
Now I want. There's no. I don't want. There's no Asian involved or anything, is there? Because I like the Italian food.
Me too. There is one Asian involved. She just works at the front desk.
Okay, but the food's not Asian.
No, it's my old ma. Oh, are you ready, Anthony?
I've been ready. I've been liking this commercial though. Okay, welcome to Anthony's Corner. This week we've got a real good one for you. I know the last couple of weeks they were really good, but this one's probably even better. How do you guys know the New Year's coming up? Isn't it right around the corner?
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner. You guys got plans?
No.
Good.
No, I don't.
Good.
No.
You have plans?
No, nothing yet.
Well, that's good. Do you have fashion plans for the new year?
I
I don't have any plans, let alone fashion plans.
I would like to do this. I had one fine, and I got it because I knew someone that worked there. I had one fine dark blue, almost black Hugo Boss suit. Okay, it
Oh,
ripped.
nice,
I also
nice,
have
nice.
outgrown it. I have no suit. And as a
Okay.
grown man, you need a suit. So in the new
sure
year, one of my
do.
New Year's resolution, get a suit.
Yeah.
You got to get a suit because you got weddings, you got funerals. You
So
need
much
as a
going
man,
on.
you need
So
a
much
suit.
going
Get a
on.
suit.
So much going on in the new year. So this is called Sleak Freak. And these are
Wait,
some...
hold on a second. Far be it from me to interrupt in Anthony's corner,
No, you
but
can't.
I am
That's
always.
the beauty of Anthony's
I
Corner.
find myself having to do it every week.
There's no beauty in it.
Why did you ask me about my fashion, and then it has nothing to do with that?
Well, it's always good to get a person open so they can be even more open. But no, I asked you that for a particular reason because these are some ways to get more sleek going into the new year.
Oh.
So for you really want a suit, and that's great.
Look at his camera. Look at his fucking camera,
What?
Greg. Look at what he's.
No, I've
look.
been watching. It's up.
Where? There it is. Oh, there I am.
We got Anthony leaning forward and leaning back camera.
Yeah, we got an Anthony. We got a side of Anthony's headshot, and then we've got Anthony blocking me cam. Look at him.
Big ass head.
So you wanted to get more suits?
One suit.
One suit.
How many suits do you have?
Actually, I have 4 suits.
Really?
Yep.
How many suits do you have, Greg?
Oh, I have 2, but it was buy one get one.
Yeah,
I'm
Monday through Thursday.
I'm 2 suits down on you, 4 suits down on Anthony.
Yeah, I might have 3 actually.
I've got.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I was counting bathing suits. So these are some ways to get more sleek going into the new year.
I would argue that you have more than 4 bathing suits.
What?
I would argue you have more than 4 bathing suits.
I have 17 bathing suits. And I have 4 regular suits. Number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze your clothes. Because heat expands, causing the fabric of your clothes to expand as well. So if you freeze your clothes, you don't have to hit the fucking gym.
No.
Your clothes, you use science to be on your side, and the hotter the cooler the fabric, the slimmer they get, and the slimmer you get. So it's a way to shrink
So like
yourself.
a corset.
Hold on a
through the
second.
use of frozen clothing.
Yeah, it's a corset
It's
because
not a
you're not
corset.
you're not
It's
getting
not, and
you
this is
personally are not getting slimmer. You're
Yes,
getting
you are.
more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No, because
wet.
have you ever seen in Asian cultures they will put a cat in a bottle, and then they will
Those
take
I
the
think
cat-
are fake.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say they definitely are.
Well,
'Cause I have
until
seen
you
that, and it's
go
very
to
sad.
the factories and see them yourselves, tomato kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're real, and you're wrong, and you're wrong about the freezing clothes thing. Expand your glands. That's number 2, and this is a big one. This
Hold on,
is something
I got to
stand by.
comment on.
Your
No, I got to
glands.
comment on number 1. You're
Yeah.
not far off the mark. You know
I'm not. I'm
that
right
if you
on it.
get like a high-end pair of selvage jeans or something,
Here we
they
go.
tell you don't wash them.
Yep.
Just put them in the freezer. It
Yep.
kills all the smell-producing microbes.
What, really?
Not what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
but
They
that
tell you to
is
put
a
your
nice
jeans in the
byproduct.
freezer. Well, I'm saying you're right in being wrong.
Okay, I'll take one of the 2, sure. And then expand your glands. Pretty self-explanatory there. Get to know the cow that was killed.
Are we really not going to talk about expanded glands?
Yeah, come on. What are you, dumb?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get to know the cow that was killed for your leather pants. Same as cooking. Fashion's main ingredient is love.
And
So
leather.
That's how, yeah. So you've seen sometimes when you see a person walking around with a pair of leather pants, you go, they don't look right on them. That's because they didn't know the cow that was made to make them. But if you do, then other times you see someone like Axl Rose or something like that, and you go, let's just fit right on that guy. You want to know why? Because that guy was at the cow farm every day, petting and feeding and getting to know these guys. Number 4.
I
A
really
little
like-
morbid.
I'd really like to go back to expand your gland because I'm stupid.
You can't. You'll never get it. If you can't get it now, you won't get it later. You got to buy a funhouse mirror. Because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and if your eyes are skinny, you're skinny.
None of this takes into account health benefits of losing weight.
Or actually going
there are
out
none.
into the public and being thinner.
Weight is for vanity. There are no health benefits to losing weight.
There aren't.
No.
I mean, I guess I'm sold.
Well, great. How many would you like to order?
Oh, so this is a package.
Yes, you get a box in the mail. They're similar to
fun
you
package.
get a fashion box in the mail.
The one thing.
Of what? Of ideas?
No.
Shitty things you wrote on a piece of paper?
No.
You're also giving it out for free.
Hang on. You get a pair of leather pants, but you also get the story of the cow that made the leather pants.
what
And
I
then
know.
expand your glands. You get an gland expansion
That's what I was
machine.
gonna say.
Once again, self-explanatory.
You get 4 shitty ideas and then a syringe
No, you
filled
don't.
with a dangerous gland expander.
No, you get a frozen pair of jeans. You get a pair of leather pants with a picture of the cow and its story, its likes and dislikes. You get the gland expander.
Is that a molecule
and
meddler?
you get a funhouse mirror.
Oh.
All for the steep price of, I'm thinking, $6,000.
A funhouse mirror often makes you look fatter.
That's because
skinny in the wrong places.
It's a skinny funhouse mirror.
Oh, good.
And if you don't like it, take it back.
Do you-
Try to find me.
Do you accept returns?
What?
Do you accept returns?
I mean, in theory, yes. Will it happen? No.
It's a lot like the video on this podcast.
Very much
We're going to
so.
talk about it, but it might not be there.
So that is those are some ways to get slimmer in the new year.
All right. Can I say my thing, or are you
Yeah,
done?
I don't see why not.
I also want to have a correction because, I don't want to get mad at you, Brendan, but I'm a little mad at you. Because you wanted to explain that, I forgot to explain my part, that all the videos to the podcast do actually exist, but they're all geotagged. So some of these, you got to go to the coordinates, and that's where you'll find the video. It's not on YouTube. I got one in a jar in a tree that you have to grab and upload yourself.
Now I can see why you would be mad at me, because I had no idea about this geocaching experiment
I've
you
been
were
doing.
doing. That's
Yeah.
great. Now, what form do they get? Is it a flash drive, or is it just the video actually playing in a
It's
LCD screen?
You don't know that I'm spending all my Patreon money. I know how you spend your Patreon money. I spend my Patreon money on paying Dan Harumi to dictate all of our podcasts, and he types them all out. So they're
Yeah.
all written in type. That's a visual medium.
Okay, so when you say they'll find the video at these coordinates, what you mean is they'll find a worse version of the audio podcast.
It's Dan's beautiful words explaining what he sees.
You know what I would love?
Okay.
And I will personally pay any listener to do this. I honestly, this is a true offer. I will pay $200 for anyone that writes a book that is every episode of the Rad Dudecast ever written down, typed out.
Full book.
You're only gonna pay him $200.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Oh.
not. No one's going to do it because
People,
that's
they'll do it. These guys got a lot of time on their hands.
hundreds of episodes. But I will pay $200 if you to go from episode 1 and fully write out the Rad
It's
Dudecast.
just, yeah. I mean, that's a great offer. You gotta be rich. If you're rich, you got a lot of time on your hands. You know what? Fuck it.
Because you don't care about the money.
Yeah.
I would like someone to write a real bio. I would say a bio on each episode. I would go in on that. Let them write. You don't have to write it all out, but just write an explanation of what happens in every episode.
I think we already
do that.
No, like a good one.
Wow.
'Cause you
Shots
don't do
fired at Brendan and sometimes me.
Well, no, you guys write the bio for the last, 20 to 30 episodes?
I
No.
wrote for the beginning ones, and
More
then
than
the
I mean, like every character, like what funny
oh yeah,
happened.
that sort of stuff. No, that's
Oh,
hard
yeah.
for us to keep track of.
Yeah,
because we
that's tough, man.
fly fast.
Fly fast.
Yeah, I'm locked in, you know.
Like, can
Are
it,
you?
Can it?
Ask yourself that.
Yeah, man.
Is that the end or what?
It's the end.
Well, it's the end for now. We're gonna do another episode though.
I'll be at the St. Louis Funny Bone over Thanksgiving, Wednesday through Sunday. Come out. It's one of my favorite clubs. Yeah, that's all I want to plug
you
right now.
doing-
Follow me on Instagram at Airbud, EYREBUD, Instagram and Twitter.
Aren't you doing a big turkey giveaway that night?
Oh, no, but
I'm so tired.
put it
I gotta-
down. Put it down as one.
Okay. And you know me. You guys probably all already know these dates already, but it's good to remind you. December 5th to the 8th, I will be at Off the Hook Comedy Club in Naples, Florida. And I have to get there a day early to do radio. So I will be in town Wednesday night if you want to send me an email with maybe some of the fun raves in the area because, I'd love to come by and meet and greet.
Oh, that's it.
January 9th through the 11th, I'll be at Saratoga Springs, New York. Those shows will not sell out. So don't worry about getting tickets right now. You can get them at the last minute, probably at the door. They probably will cancel one or two, to be honest with you. That's it.
Oh, God. Brennan, you got anything?
He already did
I
them.
already did mine.
Oh, you did?
I'll
This
do it.
guy's checked out. We got to get him a coffee.
We got to
Yeah,
get it.
okay.
We got to get him an IV
Dude, I'll tell you
stat.
this. The Patreon's going to be crazy because I'm going to have this crazy coffee.
Can I tilt? Because maybe I'll go back to my standing ways. Maybe I can tilt the camera up.
Yeah, that looks great.
I'm gonna go. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna be doing an hour at the Fat Black Pussycat at the Comedy Cellar in January. You'll have more information soon. And Dan, you can see Dan on what new movies you and Dan?
I was on RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm not sure when that's coming
I
out.
wish this was a bit.
I don't even
Serious.
understand why they would need extras,
Dan was
Dan.
like
I know you're
Dan-
serious.
I was
Dan
on
was
an airplane.
You're on an
That's
airplane?
so
Yeah,
funny.
and then this